So on Friday, both the S&P 500 and NASDAQ closed at new all-time record highs. For each index, it was their sixth consecutive weekly gain.
Since March 30th, the S&P 500 has risen nearly 17%, while the NASDAQ has gained over 26%. So what's causing this ongoing surge in the U.S. stock market?
If you've been wondering that, thankfully, we've got financial advisor Mark Kovachevsky joining us in studio to break that down. Good morning, Mark.
Morning to both of you. Great to see you again this Monday morning.
Great to see you as well.
Get into our topic here with the ongoing tensions in the Middle East. What's leading to this big surge in the stock market?
Anytime we're seeing all-time records high, it's a good reason to celebrate. But the main reason is that corporate earnings have remained especially strong. Ultimately, a company's stock price is reflected in its ability to drive revenues and earnings or profits. We're right in the middle of the first quarter corporate earnings season, where companies are reporting their earnings and revenues for that January through March first quarter. And so far, corporate earnings have increased 28% over the past 12 months. That's more than double the average growth rate over the past 5 years. For those companies that have reported their first quarter earnings, 84% have reported earnings that have exceeded Wall Street's forecast. 80% have reported revenues that have exceeded Wall Street's forecast. So this surge in the stock market is certainly being driven by some strong fundamentals.
Okay. So what do you think is driving these big corporate earnings and revenues that we're seeing?
Yeah. We're seeing this very interesting dynamic within the U.S. economy. Look, when this push towards AI started a couple of years ago, the initial thought was that the primary beneficiaries would be two main groups. The first group, obviously those big tech companies that actually create this AI technology. Think of companies like NVIDIA and AMD or Advanced Micro Devices. The second group, again, those big tech companies that use this AI technology to create new products and services. Think of companies like Amazon and Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla. But this push towards AI really requires this massive build-out of infrastructure here in the U.S. that also requires a massive amount of heavy machinery and equipment, of raw materials, electricity, the building of power plants, the building of data centers, the building of manufacturing facilities. So the economic impact of this push towards AI goes well beyond simply those big tech companies and is being spread out across the broader U.S. economy.
And let's get further into this. One of the local stocks that's doing well is Caterpillar.
Very well.
Yeah, with the issues and concerns of tariffs and the manufacturing industry. How is exactly they're doing so well?
Well, to your point, since January 1st, Caterpillar's stock has increased 56%.
Wow.
Over the past year, it's increased 154%. But again, it goes back to this expansion of the infrastructure within the U.S. economy and how it's impacting tech companies, but also manufacturers and so many other non-tech companies. There's the building of power plants needed to provide the energy and electricity for all this AI technology. There's the building of what's called data centers, where this AI technology is actually put to use. There's a building of manufacturing facilities where all this AI technology, the microchips are produced and manufactured. And Caterpillar has been providing a lot of heavy machinery and equipment and generators being used as part of this massive build out of infrastructure within the United States.
centers on the future, and they are looking ahead. sounds like.
Absolutely, yep. And that footprint of AI expansion, again, is going well beyond just those big tech companies. And we're seeing that locally here in Caterpillar.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, of course, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure, Mark, and we will see you in studio with us next Monday.
Great to see you again. Have a wonderful week.
You
as well.
too.